What is happening, everybody? It's your boy Jose, TheNYCGeek, aka TNG, aka your Elden Lord, even deep into these trenches and this war that's going on right about now. Still your Elden Lord, aka the one who will sit the throne today, aka your tribal chief, down since day one, aka the guy who has a lot to talk about today in regards to this explosion. People are calling it Gamergate 2.0. They're saying that this is the wokeopolis. There's a lot of stuff, and it's involving sweetbabyinc. It's involving Kotaku, everyone's favorite, urinal, Kotaku. Just a lot of stuff, and it's bad enough that I got to open up a brand new one on, okay? Because we're gonna have a lot to talk about. I'm gonna be thirsty halfway through. Hold on, let me crack this baby open. There we go. So let's start off with what I discussed a few days ago, and what a lot of people have been talking about. It's been all over. And there are like different fronts happening all at once with this. We're talking about the involvement that this company, sweetbabyinc, had with the game, with the Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League game. Well, as you all know, it has been a disaster for Warner Brothers. It's cost them millions because that game cost like $250 million or plus to make. And it's supposed to be one of those live service games that's supposed to be going on for years and years and years, and it doesn't look like it's going to make it out past 1 or 2 seasons. So they're down the drain with that. They took the Hogwarts money, flushed it right down the toilet. And Sweet Baby, they're not the only people behind it, okay? Like I said in what I was discussing there, they're not the only ones that blame for this, because to be sure, Rocksteady has some of the blame as well. They are damn well have a good lion's share of the blame too for putting out such a garbage game and thinking that this is what it, beyond just a shitty story and the stuff that sweetbabyinc had its fingers in, just the technical aspects of it, the repetitive gameplay, all that. Anyway, that has been going on right for the past few days. We talked about then how sweetbabyinc started to try to do a harassment campaign against a Steam curator who just wanted to put out he just wanted to put out a list of, hey, these are the type of games that sweetbabyinc might be involved in. We discussed that, how that went from he had like a few hundred, a couple thousand, to 10,000 to 90,000 to now, last I checked, he was at 200,000 followers on the Steam curator effect, on the Steam curator list of sweetbabyinc detected. And it's all because they were trying to censor him, right? They were trying to cancel him, okay? Now, sweetbabyinc got their Twitter accounts canceled, and they've been putting themselves on private, because that's what these cowards do, right? They're like roaches. You shine the light on them and they scurry away. So it's come to a head now. I want to open up. We got a lot to discuss today. We got a lot. I'm going to bring up this article because sweetbabyinc put up sweetbabyinc went to they've been running to, of all the people, Kotaku, to get damage control. Kotaku, one of the most universally thought of as a joke companies out there in terms of gaming journalism, a disaster that's had layoffs and no one takes serious. They're like the Polygons, they're like the Voxes, the Varieties, but for gaming instead, right? And they went to them in hopes of, please write an article for us, help us, use what influence you have, which is none. And this has been all over the place, right? Like I said, there's battles breaking out. You've got this one that's happening with the senior editor who wrote this. You have the whole the Steam curator battle going over here. You have two YouTubers who are going back to back fighting each other. One of them is an awesome dude. One of them is a piece of shit. I won't say, you can check them out. Believe me. And this involved that piece of shit figuring out that it's the Act Man who figured out that, oh man, sweetbabyinc is involved in this shit. Maybe I guess it's okay now to criticize the woke crap because everybody else is. So it's been a whole thing going back and forth. But I want to focus a lot on the Kotaku stuff. I want to focus in on what I said before. This is a war. Okay, that's what it is. This is a battle. This is a battle for beloved properties that are being infected by truly, truly despicable human beings. Okay? These people are garbage. These people are trash. They hate you. and they don't even care about gaming. They just want to shove in their ideologies, okay? And I'm going to show you, we're going to read through this article. We're going to touch on a lot of things today. So hold on, let me take a sip. We're going to open up this article here from ThatParkPlace because they kind of started off, and then I want to go into the editor that wrote the Kotaku article. Ooh, what a typical piece of New York trash. Hold on, here we go. So ThatParkPlace, when did they put this out? Do we have a date for when this article came out? No. Oh, sorry, I'm so sorry. By John F. Trent, published on March 6th. So yesterday, okay? So this has been going on since yesterday because that's when the senior editor for Kotaku put out this article, and we're going to get to that article too. sweetbabyinc is running to Kotaku in order to try and do damage control for the company after multiple employees tried to cancel a Steam curator list as well as the creator of said list. Kind of recapping what we were talking about. sweetbabyinc employees Chris Kindred and Maya Kramer attempted to cancel Brazilian gamer Cabritis Rambo after he created a Steam curator list that lists out all of the games that sweetbabyinc has worked on that are available on Steam. Kindred posted on X, the Steam curator harassment group detected by this. And I'm not going to go too deep into this because I discussed this already in a previous video. You could check that out. But basically, this guy here, Chris Kindred, started to talk about the Steam curator and was trying to get them to get reported, okay? They were saying, they have posts saying, anyways, report the fuck out of this group, right? And report the creator since he loves his account so much. That backfired on them. It backfired, even though, and here's another employee saying, sorry, no one thing has changed. The number of people who understood that spreading misinformation just lets them be racist in public. We're going to talk about this whole racist thing, right? This is another employee of theirs. Kramer then posted, for example, Steam doesn't have guidelines for curators that would prevent someone from starting a curation group that focuses on, say, sweetbabyinc and warns people not to buy the games they're associated with, which could just list any game at all. Okay, look, man, like, it's very clear. Look, they got fucking context stuff here. The curator uses sweetbabyinc's website for their own source. Also, it should be noted that Lego Butts works for sweetbabyinc. Exactly, right? So he used their own website to list games that they had into, some kind of involvement in, and they're trying to pretend like this person is violating the Steam guidelines, which again, there aren't any. And what do you care? This is where it comes from. They love to do these cancel pigs, these woke zombies love to use the bat of censorship on people, right? Until it's used on them, until it backfires on them. It failed and increased. As of writing, it currently has over 191,000. I can tell you now, it's 200,000 followers. It only had 20,000 followers. I'm sorry, 20,000 followers at the time that they attempted to cancel it. So they have this list has grown by over 10 times what it originally was. Following this failed cancellation and a greater light being shed on comments that the sweetbabyinc CEO Kim Belair and her employees have made, and she made some damning tweets and posts and videos that you can go watch yourself. I think I have one here loaded, but we'll talk more about this. They went to Kotaku to do damage control. The entire purpose of the article is to try and shape sweetbabyinc's image as a harmless narrative designing company. However, it fails at that as Belair contradicts what's on her own company's website as well as previous comments she's made on the past. Belair told Kotaku, sweetbaby is at its core a narrative development company that means anything from script writing to narrative design to narrative direction to story reviews. She adds, one of the things that we do offer is cultural consultations or authenticity consultations. For us, that generally means that we might be asked to look at a story if there's a character in it who is marginalized in a certain way, and the studio wants us to connect them with a consultant who could bring a little bit more authenticity. But the perspective is never that we're coming in and injecting diversity. For the most part, it's the reverse. It's that a company has created a character and they want to make that character more representative. That's bullshit. Because on their own website, it says this. The company's own website makes it very clear that they want to inject diversity into games. Their About Us section, and we went through that website on my previous video, reads, founded in 2018, sweetbabyinc is a narrative development and consultation studio based in Montreal and working around the globe. Our mission is to tell better, more empathetic stories while diversifying and enriching the video games industry. We aim to make games more engaging, more fun, more meaningful, more inclusive for everyone. Furthermore, the site states, we believe you need diverse voices to solve diverse problems. So they clearly are just talking out both sides of their asses, right? And this is something that Belair, the CEO from Sweet Baby Inc., also stated in 2019 that she did not want a video game developer to include a Frenchman, but rather wanted that character to be black. And you can read all this about how she basically hates white people. And from what I'm being told, they've had involvement with Wizards of the Coast, which would again explain how bad their recent modules have been. And the fact that Magic the Gathering, all of a sudden we turned Aragorn into a black man. What the fuck is going on here? But yeah, it's very clear that Belair and Sweet Baby Inc. do indeed want to inject diversity into games, and she's just straight line to Kotaku in order to try and save the company's image. Now, this is, remember the last video that I did with Sweet Baby Inc., where I was like, well, what involvement did they have with God of War? Because I haven't seen this character, Brogda or whatever. Why is there a black person? Like, this is what I don't get, and this is what people were saying about Heimdall. Look, I like Idris Elba, right? But why did we create a black Nordic character? There's no such thing, right? Or was very unlikely, I should say. It's just like in that Vikings remake when they race swapped the character to make it a black Norse character in that Vikings story, and the Vikings show, and the same thing here. They are just race swapping stuff, guys. Okay. I gotta explain this to you because there are people who are like, oh, you don't like diversity, you like inclusion. It's fucking lazy. This is the bottom of the barrel changes. And think about it. How stupid would that be if, for example, in Black Panther, in the middle of fucking Wakanda, that is a black nation, they just decided to start throwing, I don't know, some Chinese people up in there. Or white people up in there. That would be really fucking dumb and would make no sense within the lore, right? So why the fuck would it make sense for you to have just black people just all of a sudden in ancient Norse mythology? It's not hard. It's not hard to understand, right? So we're gonna let me because this article goes on for a little bit, and I want to go on to what this person is. I want to go into the whole and dude, let me tell you, let me go back to this real quick. This article, John F. Trent, I will put the link for this article in the description. Please check out this article. The Dark Place, man, they're not playing around, man. They ain't playing around with this. They've got a lot of information. They've done a lot of research, unlike Kotaku, which is what we're going to get into next, because we have so much to talk about that I'll stay here for like 7 hours ranting on stuff. And I want to touch on everything. I want you to, before I get into this Kotaku article, okay? I want to do a highlight on the person who's behind this article. I want to do a highlight on the person that's behind this article. This woman's name is Alyssa Mercante. This person is a colossal, and I have no shame in saying it. This person is a colossal piece of shit. They are a racist motherfucker. And they actually have the gall to say, hi, you can't be racist against white people. Thanks for tuning in. Listen, you've got massive YouTubers talking about this. Some Ordinary Gamer, Mustafar, you got Asmongold talking about this. This isn't some small thing that's going away, okay? There is no chance that you're going to hide behind this, even though this Alyssa Mercante person is now trying to play the victim, saying that people are attacking her. Mind you, she says comments like this disgusting post right here. Listen, you little fucking piece of shit. I want you to listen carefully, Alyssa Mercante, because you are definitely with everything that's wrong in New York City. You're one of the many reasons why I thankfully left that state. I left that city, and I'm happy now, right? I'm ecstatic. I no longer have to work for the city of New York. I no longer have to see trash like you amongst the city. poisoning it. Puerto Ricans, okay, Alyssa, let me explain something to you. Puerto Ricans, we're like a hodgepodge of everything, right? We're like Native American, we're black, we're we're white, we're a little bit of everything, right? Because we have European blood, we have African blood, we have the indigenous people, the Taino, who were indigenous to the Caribbean, in particular Puerto Rico. So you know we're a little bit of everything. Are you trying to say that you can only be that I'm only 2/3 of a person? Is that what you're saying? Are you saying that I'm 2/3 of a person, you racist fuck? Like that's where it comes from. You know, my goddaughter is half black, half white. Does that mean it's okay to be racist against half of her because you can't be racist against white people? My wife is white. Does that mean it's okay to be racist against her? And let's be clear. Yes, you are racist. You want to change the word because you don't like the fact that that ugly word, racist, can be associated to you. But lo and behold, it is. It is, honey. You are a racist fuck from New York, okay? Now, she wrote this garbage article, and this is, I hope that this is the #1 post right here. Okay, yeah. This is what I wrote to them, right? I called her an absolutely disgusting person. Here you go, right here. This person says, does this article mention anything about the Sweet Baby CEO being a full-blown racist? Because I have a feeling this article doesn't mention it. And this is where she goes, hi, you can't be racist against white people. Thanks for tuning in. She was so proud of that she made that her like background on her profile, okay? And then they gave her a context note. Read, racism isn't limited to marginalized or minority races. Racism is not limited to marginalized or minority races / ethnic groups. It is simply the unfair treatment of people who belong to a different specific race, which can in fact include white people. And then they gave them the Oxford Dictionary definition. This is the greatest. I love it. I love it. Can I rate this right here? Can I hit this with a, is this no helpful? Yes. Yes. It cites high quality sources. It's easy to understand. It directly addresses the post's claim. Yup. It provides important context, and there's nothing neutral. It's completely neutral. There's nothing biased about that. This is matter of fact, the very definition of what racism is. Submit and agree. Thank you. Thank you very much. You rated this note as helpful because it is. Now, this person wants to pretend like that's what these people do, right? These woke zombies want to pretend that you can insult an entire race of people and that somehow you get carte blanche to do that because what? Because they're white? Because they have a lot of numbers? Like, what the fuck does that even mean? Dude, these people are bigots. They are bigots. And there are some stupid people who are like, and I'm gonna touch on this, but there are people who are saying like, yeah, my man said infiltrate, you mean click the Discord link? Exactly. Just finished reading. Thank you so much for your service. Thanks for writing this, Alyssa. And sorry for the avalanche of shit that will inevitably come your way from some truly miserable bigots. Now, the only bigots that I see is the woman who wrote this, right? Now, she privated her account. She has been trying her best. She has been trying her best to play the victim, okay? She's trying everything. And she, like, look at this. And possibly is a bit of an anti-Semite. Well, you know, it's giving me kind of anti-Semite vibes with wanting to donate to like Hamas and praising Hamas and all this stuff. You know, you got this little cuck here, Nathan Grayson, who is a piece of shit, who was involved in the OG Gamergate, right? And I'm just trying to see where, you know, like oh yeah, this is what I wanted to get down to. She hied at Hassan the Hun, at Hassan. She's hiring Hassan. Like, this wasteless piece of flesh right here is, I don't know, supposed to come in and swoop the day and help her? I don't know, man. Listen, you are everything that's wrong with New York, Alyssa. You're everything that's wrong with New York, and that's why you'll never own anything. You probably live in your car. You probably live in your car. You have a gym membership that you use to bathe, or you have a little, you know, 5x5 space that you call an apartment, and you're happy there because you're just a loser. But anyway, we're gonna get to our article because I could go on forever about how just this is the typical problem with New York here. Let's get to this article here. Let's get to Miss Mercante's, and I'm sure it's a miss because ain't nobody with that. Kotaku, Sweet Baby Inc. doesn't do what some gamers think it does. No, one company isn't forcing diversity into all your favorite video games. You're right. It's not one company. You're absolutely right. I'll give you that. It's multiple companies. Moving on. Sweet Baby Inc. is not the largest. I'm going to call them SBI because I'm getting tired of this. No, Sweet Baby Inc. I like saying Sweet Baby. Sweet Baby Inc. is not the largest narrative design company in the games industry. Okay, that's not relevant to anything. Nor is it solely responsible for the characters and stories in recent high-profile releases like Alan Wake 2, God of War Ragnarok, and Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. That's fine. No one's. I don't think many people are contesting that, dude. We know that they're not. They're not solely responsible for characters like Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League because they're from DC. This is from a game that came out in the fucking early 2000s. God of War 1. Alan Wake 2, I don't know. And like I said, I don't know much about Alan Wake 1. All I know is that this is being called Alan Wake 2. But, you know, like, none of this is like some kind of mystery that you've unveiled here. Sorry, I had to fix my shoe. Late last month, one of the company's consultants discovered a Steam group dedicated to detecting games that Sweet Baby Inc. has worked on. The purpose? Wait, and I want to touch on, is it here? No, okay. To encourage people to avoid those games because the group had deemed SBI, okay, she's calling it SBI, so I'm going to call it SBI, was pushing a woke agenda by working toward greater diversity, equity, and inclusion. DEI, the toxin of the world, a toxin that is pushed by a massive company called BlackRock that has trillions of dollars in assets and other companies out there. And yes, they are pushing that. Dude, you can look it up. There's videos. I got a video here that we'll talk about from the CEO of BlackRock talking about how you had to force DEI into things. Okay. But the Steam group now has more than 100,000. It's actually 200,000 and its own Discord that boasts nearly 2,000 members. But this ire against Sweet Baby Inc. and DEI initiatives in general isn't new. On October 2023, Kiwi Farms post shares similar sentiments, stating that the company's involvement in Remedy's award-winning 2023 action game Alan Wake 2 was possibly one of the biggest scandals in gaming history. Yeah. What is this here? The Stellar Blade? The Stellar Blade? Let me putting a Stellar Blade up in here. You don't deserve to have that there. But yeah, this is listen, award-winning action game. Awards don't mean jack. Okay? It's nice. I talked about it, but at the end of the day, it's really just a lot of just the industry kind of jerking off to itself. And you know, sometimes it's good to have some recognition from your peers, right? But if you're trying to use this, as a deflection, as if that should somehow deflect it from criticism because it's an award-winning game, you out of your mind. Conversation around Sweet Baby Inc. has ignited a fundamentally misinformed, no it's not, Gamergate-esque firestorm. There's the buzzword. It's not misinformed in any way, which form. We've already shown that. We've already talked about it. Its employees have faced rampant harassment as a direct result, only because they begun it themselves. They started it themselves. And the problem is, honey, because I'm going to call you that as many times as I want, right? Sweetie, listen, I know this might be hard for you to understand, Alyssa, but, you know, people can vote with their dollars, right? People can vote with their dollars. People can vote with their time. And that's why they've done it with Suicide Squad, the Justice League, Kill the Justice League. What Sweet Baby Inc. provided to companies was in so much demand, these games wouldn't fail. And I know that you're a failure. You're a part of Kotaku. You really haven't amounted to anything. But that's what failing is. You know, when they just don't want to spend time playing that game. If it really had such a big audience of people who want woke shit, why aren't they supporting this game? Why is it got like 400 players playing it actively and sometimes less than that? Its employees have faced rampant harassment as a direct result. Industry figures have had to deny allegations that SBI comes in and completely changes the game. That's right, because a lot of these people, and I've got more articles. We're going to talk a lot. I told you we got a lot of articles coming here. Because everyone from PCGamer to Eurogamer, they're all piping in, trying to jump in, trying to defend, because they know that the mask, the curtain has been pulled off, okay? The curtain's been ripped, and we can see this garbage for what it is. I spoke with several employees of Sweet Baby Inc. to learn what the company actually does and how the misunderstanding of its role in the end. You didn't have to talk to any of them. You could have just looked at their website, seen their previous videos, and if you had any brain cells, you could have done that. Made a connection there. What bad actors think companies like Sweet Baby Inc. do? The games industry has had its fair share of struggles lately, from massive layoffs, yeah, man, yes, to wildly expensive games like Suicide Squad falling short of expectations. I wonder why. According to the loudest members of the Sweet Baby Inc. Detective Discord, the company is directly responsible for those failures, not the studios that employed them in the first place. No. Listen, I'm going to tell you, I tell it all the time, right? Guys, look, these guys, it's not just one person. Sweet Baby Inc. is not the only narrative piece of garbage out there. They're the tip of the iceberg. They're at the forefront of it right now. Don't let that be the boogeyman. Don't let that distract you, because there's more things to blame there. And we should hold all of them accountable, not just Sweet Baby Inc. Hold all of them accountable. So you're right, hon. We should blame also the studio. We should also blame, Rocksteady for putting out such a subpar game because of the content Sweet Baby Inc. allegedly forces into game. It's not alleged. They said it on their own website, Learn to Read. Let's see. Even games that are widely considered to be successes are not safe from these conspiracy theories. Alan Wake 2 game director Kyle Rowley took to X on March 3rd to dispel rumors that Sweet Baby was the reason protagonist that Saga Anderson was black. A rumor first traced back to the aforementioned October 2023 Kiwi Farms post. It's absolutely not true. What? So that's it? But Riley's concise statement, it's some concise statement. You need a little bit more than just you saying it's not true, dude, because you guys have been shown to be liars. You've been shown to be liars. And even if she was, if you had always planned for it to be black, you're still taking a bait and switch of putting Alan Wake as the main character and only playing about a third or a fourth of him in your game and playing primarily as this new black female character. On March 5th, I managed to spend an hour or so in the Sweet Baby Inc. Detective Discord before I was booted from the place, likely because I identified myself as a Kotaku journalist. Yeah, man, people know who you are. You guys are nothing but bad actors, okay? Embrace tradition, reject modernity. Yes, embrace modern, screenshot of Kotaku Discord, okay? So hold on. We're gonna talk about it more over here, because I'm jumping ahead. On March 5th, likely because in it, members shared posts referencing Feminist Frequency founder and professional grifter Anita Sarkeesian, Marcus Aurelius quotes, and pictures of idealized female bodies in games. One image showed several pictures of the protagonist Eve from Korean developer Shift's upcoming action game Stellar Blade. Guys, do you know what the Stellar Blade Eve model looks like in real life? Have you ever seen what she looks like in real life? Because they've based it on a very, very attractive Korean model, right? Her name is, and this I'm reading it right now. We want let me post it up for you. Okay, let me bring it right here. Because this is what makes these women mad. This is what makes these feminists mad, right? Stellar Blade's protagonist body is based on this real-world Korean model. We wanted the most attractive-looking body for the user. A chunk of Stellar Blade's online discourse has revolved around the PS5 exclusives releases buxom protagonist Eve, with social media scuttlebutt suggesting the character is based on real-life South Korean model. And I'm going to butcher your name, and I'm sorry, ma'am. Shin Jae-yoon. We've been researching for the confirmation of the Instagram star's inclusion for several weeks now, and so we went directly to the source, asking game director Hyung Tae Kim. Again, I apologize if the rumors are true. And the guy said, yeah, we did base the character of Eve on the model Shin Jae-yoon. We thought that her body shape would be a good reference for the character that we were pursuing, but the face was created originally in-house. It's just the body of the model that we scanned for the game. Listen, this is a very attractive woman. I hate to break it to you, Alyssa. There are naturally attractive women out there. There's a lot of them. And yes, beauty is in the eye of the beholder, right? But traditionally, for like fantasy and stuff like that, that's the traditional look for a beautiful character, and that's what she is. And you would be very hard pressed to find someone who looks at that Korean model and say that she's not attractive. So I don't know if you're just jealous, and that's what I mean, that is what a lot of these feminists like Anita Sarkeesian and them are. They're jealous, they're sad, they're never gonna have anything. For goodness sake, Anita Sarkeesian just posted. I was just telling my friends, he posted the saddest shit I've ever seen in my life. And this is legit sad, right? This is some pathetic stuff. She posted, where is it? Did she take it down? Oh, I think she took it down. This is I'm trying to see if she posts. She said she had her birthday, right? She made a wedding. No, here it is. Okay, it's on. I'm sorry. Here it is. Yeah, somebody put this shit here. Hold on. I'm gonna bring this over for you. Okay, this person on Twitter put this. However bad you may think things are in your life right now, just remember you're not Anita Sarkeesian staging a wedding-themed 40th birthday party at which she didn't get actually married. Dude, this is the biggest... Sargon, dude, Sargon and her have had beef for years, rightly so. Sargon's fucking great. But this is fucking hilarious. That is absolutely tragic. This is the most fucking pathetic thing I've ever seen in my life. I did not get married, but I did have a wedding themed birthday party in Stockholm this summer. It was goofy and silly and fun. We had a bachelor party, rehearsal dinner, ceremony, and reception all in one. People dressed up in the best costumes, from brides, divorce lawyer, drunk uncle, and a ring bearer. Massive thanks, everyone. Yo, this is fucking pathetic, dude. I've never seen anyone. I've never seen anyone walk. What is this, fucking cardboard here? Yo, what kind of fucking loser do you have to be to have a wedding-based birthday party? I'm sorry, man. That screams of, oh my God, I'll never have a wedding. I'll always be the bridesmaid, but I'll never be the bride. That's some sad shit, dude. Anyway, like, Anita Sarkeesian is just a professional grifter, and she's good at it, man. Like, you gotta give her props. You can't take that from her. She's good at her game. She's good at being a piece of shit. Like, listen, you're gonna be garbage. Be the best garbage you could be out there. Anyway, so we go back to the article, and they're talking about Juke, that they've posted this picture of that Korean model juxtaposed against female characters from Overwatch, Forspoken, and Life is Strange. Embrace tradition, reject modernity is emblazoned on the collage. Yeah, man, because you guys want to make modern looking characters as if modern women are ugly. What is this hate? What is this hatred that feminists and people like these liberals have for women? Yo, y'all are some sexist, racist motherfuckers. You're both. God damn, man. Almost 2K members. There are already a bunch of infiltrated. There are already a bunch of infiltrated people here screenshotting everything. What infiltration? Hun, you're not fucking, this isn't Mission Impossible. You clicked a public Discord link. That's on the Steam Curators page. That's not infiltration. Stop acting like you're, oh my God, I'm behind the enemy lines. I've infiltrated behind enemy lines trying to get in this report for you guys. Holy shit. Sadly, so just keep it cool, brothers. We can't let the server or the Steam group get taken down. That's all I ask. Keep it cool. Yeah, good. Yes, we can. Because this is helping this is giving exposure to the garbage that's out there. And these woke zombies that have infiltrated the industries that we love. Several people in the Discord expressed concerns about glowies, a term coined by members. I've never heard this phrase before. A term coined by members of the far right, by regular, ordinary people, for those suspected of being federal law enforcement officials or their informants attempting to infiltrate their online spaces and set them up for legal consequences. What? Okay. Sure. I don't know. I don't think the FBI is really that concerned or with the shit that's going on in Gamergate. I don't know. Maybe they are. I mean, we do have a corrupt president, so who knows? Two members that spoke with me via Discord DM shared similar sentiments about why they believe the Steam page and subsequent Discord are important, so they can, quote, identify games that were developed with support from Sweet Baby Inc. and make an informed decision when purchasing them. That's it. I don't understand how this is hard for these people to understand and why they wanted to take that down. Again, because they want to censor it, except when the bat is being turned back on them. Sweet Baby Inc. is a symptom of other ideological worldviews that I believe have taken hold on the Western world, media, and gaming as a whole, a 31-year-old member of the Discord told me. He also insisted, without providing evidence, that Sweet Baby Inc. adds race and identity group quotas to everything they're involved with. I mean, yes, it's on their website, man. That's what they do. They add that stuff. Sweet Baby Inc. isn't forcing diversity. It's happening naturally. It's really not. It's really not, because it's naturally not diverse when you have a Chinese or a black person in Nordic mythology. I hate to break it to you. So these kinds of social media posts argue that companies like Sweet Baby Inc. somehow force game studios. It's, guys, it's more than just, it's not like it's just force. Like I said, a lot of these studios are getting these loans from BlackRock. There's a lot of stuff involved with that, right? With this whole DEI and ESG stuff going about. But you have these companies that are, yes, infiltrated by bad actors, and they're reaching out to shitty other companies like Sweet Baby Inc. to further reinforce the trash. That's why I say it's not just Sweet Baby Inc.'s fault. There's plenty of blame to go around. Sweet Baby Inc. is a narrative design company, meaning most of its work is focused on writing stories and dialogue. They are not a DEI consultancy firm. Apparently, you have not read their website. Apparently, you haven't read their website, because I already showed you that that's what their website does. And oh my God, let me tell you something. I tried to get on the Sweet Baby Inc. website. I tried to get on this website, and it tried to give me a little fucking caption to try to be like, hey, are you real? Are you real? Founded in Sweet Baby Inc. Okay, founded in 2018. Sweet Baby Inc. is a narrative development and consultation team. I just had like a fucking minor fucking aneurysm. I want to read this again for you guys. This moron says Sweet Baby Inc. is a narrative design company, meaning most of its work is focused on writing stories and dialogue. They are not a DEI consultancy firm. They're not a DEI consultancy firm. That's what she says. And yet here, Sweet Baby Inc. is a narrative development and consultation studio. Our mission is to tell better, more empathetic stories while diversifying and enriching the video game industry. How fucking stupid can you be? She says here, it says here, we aim to make games more engaging, more fun, more meaningful, and more inclusive. Holy shit. It's on their fucking website, you fucking moron. Alyssa, I know that this, God damn, man. They must be hiring anybody at the bottom of the barrel over at Kotaku, and then a senior editor? Woo! Shit, no wonder that nobody goes to that site. For example, the team worked on, that means they ensure games plot points make logical sense and are satisfying to players, and that characters speak and behave in consistent ways. Narrative designers may also provide a final round of polish, like a Hollywood script doctor. For example, the team worked on Suicide Squad long after the story was written, and even then they joined just to write in game ads, audio logs, and NPC barks. CEO Kim Belair tells me over video call, she continues, at its core, we are a narrative development company. That means anything from script writing to narrative design to narrative direction or story reviews. One of the things we do is offer cultural consultations or authenticity consultations. I think we discussed this earlier. Sweet Baby co-founder David Bedard adds that contrary to popular belief, the people making these games want to make the experience better for all players. And that more diversity and representation is a byproduct of that, right? Yeah. Oh, now it's a byproduct of that. But you know, if we so happen to add a little bit of diversity and representation, that's just a byproduct of our influence, right? That's just that wasn't intentional. They would believe that there's a shadowy cabal of people forcing them to put that stuff in. It's not a shadowy cabal. Here's the thing. It's not a shadowy cabal, right? You guys have made it very clear that that's what you do. For goodness sake, this is Larry Fink, the CEO of fucking BlackRock. And I want you to hear what this man says, okay? Hold on a second. Hold on. I want you to hear what he says because he clearly states. Oh, so sorry. Hold on. I want y'all to hear this. Because this is what he's talking about. This is what we are talking about when we say that it's not a shadowy cabal. These pieces of filth are very clear with what they want to do and what they want to put into games and how they want to force behavior change, okay?
You now make a point of that's an investment criteria for you.
Well, behaviors are going to have to change, and this is one thing we're going to.
I want you to hear from his own words, not from me. Not from me.
Force behaviors, and at BlackRock, we are forcing behaviors.
We're forcing.
4% of the.
Hold on. We're going to start that over.
You now make a point.
You now make a point.
That's an investment criteria.
That's an investment criteria for you.
Well, behaviors are going to have to change.
Behaviors are going to have to change.
Companies, you have to force behaviors, and
you have to force behaviors. This guy wants to force.
Women. We added 4 more points in terms of diverse employment this year, and what we were doing.
And again, look, you can look it up right here. Larry Fink, the CEO, talk about ESG and force change. He's done it. There's a whole video on it, guys. This is a for fuck's sake, you can look on their on the Wikipedia page. This is $1 trillion company, or a company that has trillions of dollars in assets. They have sought to position itself as an industry leader in environmental, social, and corporate governance on ESG. It has been criticized for investing in companies that are involved in fossil fuels, which you talk about, you want environmental stuff, but then, hey man, we want money. So there's hypocrisy there. The arms industry, the people's liberation, and human rights violations in China. They talk about their DEI stuff, how certain states are already trying to do away with and having any contact with them. This is not some shadowy cabal, co-founder David Bedard. It's there. It's clear. So they, back to the article, despite the intensity of the backlash over the past few weeks, it's business as usual for Sweet Baby Inc. It's, the companies they work with haven't been scared off. They've actually offered advice and best practices for how to move forward. Let me tell you something. You are so full of fucking shit. Every company that's got involvement with this game right now or had involvement, I can tell you they are fucking persona non grata because they have seen the colossal failures that have been involved, and especially with Suicide Squad, the gaming industry. These companies don't care about fucking diversity and shit. They're doing that to check off check boxes, right? Companies like Sweet Baby Inc., they are fully drinking the Kool-Aid. They are the garbage. They truly believe in this trash. But these companies, they don't give a fuck about that. That's why I tell you guys, the people who are stupid enough to believe in this diversity stuff, you're idiots because they're just doing it to check off boxes. And if you think that they're gonna sit there and be like, oh shit, let's keep hiring Sweet Baby Inc. Bring on the next $300 AAA game. Get me Sweet Baby Inc. I want them to do the story. You're out of your goddamn mind. You're out of your goddamn mind if you think they're going to be calling them in. Let's just, after chatting with Sweet Baby Inc., you can read the quotes here. I don't want to give this person too much time reading it. Mike Tyson's going to beat the snot out of Jake Paul. He is. After chatting with Sweet Baby Inc., I returned to my Discord DM with one of the members of the group rallying against them With the help of Belaire's own words, I explained that what CBI actually does, its core focus on narrative work, and how DEI is only a small part of their remit. False. He wouldn't judge. He wouldn't budge. With all due respect, it really seems like the same thing to me, but just a bit more hands-on in the writing process. The end goal is to insert DEI type stuff into the projects that they're working on. Yes, it's on their own thing. And other Sweet Baby Inc. and other industry leaders suggest that this dogged insistence on believing one company is forcibly. That's the only thing that I agree with you. It's not one company. Forcibly injecting diversity into games is a side effect of widespread misunderstanding of how games are actually made. Until the industry is more willing to openly discuss development processes, the lack of transparency will continue to be used as a straw man for bad faith arguments. The only bad faith here is you. They're the only bad faith, Alyssa. And that's why you put your profile into private, because you wanted to attack people and you wanted, listen, I'm surprised that she isn't out there like erasing all of her, anti-Semitic posts or her racist comments, because that's what she is. She's just a racist. So, let's look at another thing here. Oop. Right? And again, like, I'm not going to break down every single one of these. I'm not. We're not going to break down every single thing here. I just want to show you how, the wagons, they're circling the wagons, right? A company called Sweet Baby Inc. has become the target of anti-woke gamers because it offers consultancy work, an industry standard service that's been normal for years. Consultants, not tyrants. If you're gently confused as to why everyone was upset at an allegedly sweet baby, then you're certainly not alone. As per Kotaku report on the subject yesterday, that's what happens. You already got your sources from Kotaku. You fucked up. You done fucked it up. Instead of, it's called Sweet Baby Inc., blah, blah, blah. This is them, again. Consultation work is a complete non-event. To the uninitiated observer who gets riled up over Starfield, this is a jab against Az. If you don't know who Az is, he is a content creator, heel versus babyface, who went on a justifiably correct rant about this. You know what? Let's talk about this article real quick. I'm going to talk fast. Hold on. Let me take a sip and we'll go through this article. Instead of warning against potentially sketchy software, though, these concerned gamers have instead perceived a rising tide of ideology that's somehow taking over the industry by force. Kotaku senior editor spoke to a handful of members from the group's Discord who were primarily concerned about ideological worldviews that I believe have taken hold of the Western world media and gaming as a whole, and race and identity group quotas. Absolutely. In other words, the kind of stuff that caused an entire fleet of gamers to construct their own anti-woke sci-fi convention. Ooh, what con is that? I'll go to that. Rally against power-saving console features as if they're a big statement on climate change, or start lengthy Twitter threads about how they accurately rendered Aloy with the usual amount of hair a woman has on her face. Yeah, no, there's a split. You can look at the difference between Game 1 Aloy and Game 2 Aloy. So, if you want to say that they somehow changed her appearance, yeah, they changed it to try to act like it's accurate. No, you could have made her look like what she looked like in the first game, because somehow she completely changed her appearance. The situation grew in scale as some Sweet Baby employees, frustrated at the idea of a curated list specifically made to avoid games that I worked on, acknowledged the group on social media. Incorrect. Fucking correct. Okay? You're fucking wrong. Don't fucking be disingenuous, Harvey Randall, you little twat. They did not just acknowledge them like they fucking acknowledged me, the tribal chief. No. They went on Twitter, the Sweet Baby employees, which it doesn't matter if they created a curated list. Too bad. I could make a list of my favorite fucking games and my least favorite games. It's my fucking list. And if anybody wants to go look at my list, that's just how it is. You can't fucking censor people for that, okay? Now, what they did on the fucking tweet was they went there and they tried to get that person's curated group reported and then to report their account. They were trying to get them banned from Steam. Stop trying to say it's not, okay? Regardless of your opinion on that. No. There is no opinion on that. That's a fucking fact. It should be noted that Steam's guidelines for this sort of thing prohibits insult, harassment, and discrimination. There is no insult and harassment and discrimination. The creators and members of these groups are responsible for ensuring that they adhere to all of the guidelines outlined above. It can be argued that the anti-Sweet Baby group is violating said guidelines. No, it's not. They are saying this is a list of all the games. Here you go. These are the games that they might have involvement in. Whether you want to not fucking buy them or not, that's up to the person. That's like me being like, I made a list of all the Square Enix games. That's not fucking sense. That's not harassment. You fucking turd. Sweet Baby employees maintain that overall their job is to provide assistance as per the company's CEO. But the perspective is never that we're coming in and injecting diversity. Yes, it is. Again, we've seen it on their own website. I spilled some of my goddamn monster. For the most part, it's a reverse. So you're taking away diversity? Yeah, okay. What fucking world do these people think they live in that anyone's going to believe that? To the uninitiated observer who gets riled up over Starfield, daring to let you date them in space. Okay? This is talking about Az, right? And because Az was famous for making that rant that went viral. Talk about Sweet Baby Inc., Starfield, and the inclusion of pronouns. Not letting you skip that, okay? Because it's not like they said, hey, here's if you want to add your pronouns, you could do that. They forced you to choose your pronouns. And then when a person decided to create a mod that took away that feature, wait a minute. They go to ads, they say, it's not important about that. What does it matter? It's just pronouns, right? That's their argument, okay? Let me back up. Ads made a rant and said, Starfield is basically forcing. This is indicative of what's happening in the industry. That's not, the pronouns isn't the most important thing. He's showing that this is a symptom of what's going on. The tip of the iceberg. It's there, right? And that this is what's infesting video game industry. So when he made that rant, but people's argument were, the people on the left, the idiots, were like, the woke zombies, they were like, oh, well, it's just pronouns. What's the big deal? Okay, it's just pronouns. What's the big deal, right? So a guy made a mod that removed that feature, okay, because it's just pronouns. What's the big deal? And they fucking removed it and they banned the dude because it's just pronouns unless you don't want to choose them. Now it's a fucking problem. Now it's a big deal, right? They talk out of both sides out of their mouth. But in case you aren't like that, I feel obligated to lay out an explanation. And now they're going to, talk about the trash here that we talked about in the previous articles. Sweet Baby Games is ruining games, obviously. Oh, man. Over the past few years, Sweet Baby has been called into work on some genuinely solid games like God of War Ragnarok. Again, I haven't even bothered finishing this game. I haven't even fucking finished playing this game. That's how fucking crazy it is. This is my favorite fucking video game franchise. And I just couldn't be bothered to fucking get involved into it. And that's also, I had a lot of stuff going on last year with the move and everything. But I don't know what Shadow Gambit is. Marvel Spider-Man 2 was a big failure. It was I should say a huge failure. It was a definite disappointment in sales. I don't know about Alan Wake, which got an 88 from you. Who gives a fuck what you give anything? In the interest of fairness, though, there are some less than solid titles there, like Gotham Knights and Dungeons and Dragons Arc Alliance. Yeah. It's so like I said, you've got PCGamer talking about this. Look at this. Hold on, wait. Oh shit! What the? Look at this. This looks like bootleg Kafka. This looks like bootleg Kafka from fucking Final Fantasy VI. And this is supposed to be the Joker that they're introducing if the game even lasts long enough. So you got that. You had, like I said, you've got Eurogamer here talking about it. After online games, Spider-Man, Alan Wake, Ridiculous Fishing, all these people are coming in trying to be like, we're supporting the game. This is not, we love Sweet Baby Inc. Dude. The media, the mainstream media, it's like when Rings of Power was coming out, right? These fucking shills are coming out and doing their absolute best. They're doing their absolute best to try to be like, man, leave them alone, stop bullying them. Like, it's fucking crazy, guys. It's crazy what's happening, and this is only beginning. This is only the beginning, because this is going to spill into other games. And let me tell you something. What I want to read right here. What I want to read is I want to finish it off with this Bounding into Comics article. Okay, that's what I want to finish it off with. Before I talk about the this bigger war and what this is spilling forward into. Opinion. Sweet Baby Inc. is not an all-powerful DEI supervillain. They're a symptom of a larger problem. Absolutely. Absolutely. They are not, guys, this is not the power. This is not the power behind the throne. Not at all. This is not the enemy behind the throne. This is not the Shadow King. They are the symptom of a larger problem. I told you guys, this is the woke mind virus. Okay, this is a virus. And some of these symptoms are going to be overt and some of them are going to be subtle. A Sweet Baby Inc. A Sweet Baby Inc. Venom taunt Spider-Man. So, dude, let me tell you, that's how much I didn't give a fuck about Spider-Man 2, because I don't give a fuck about Miles Morales. He's not Spider-Man. He's just Miles Morales. If you're a fan of video games and you've logged on to the internet at any point in the past few months, you've no doubt heard tale of the inclusion-focused narrative consultation company Sweet Baby Inc. Sorry, I got to take that off. It's hot over here, and that shit was strangling me to death. Okay, yeah. So here we go. Miles takes the reins as the Gamerverse's official Spider-Man in Marvel's Spider-Man 2. Yeah, I'm never going to play this game. I'll never play this game. Peter Parker is Spider-Man. Miles Morales is Miles Morales. That's just how it is. Founded in 2018, the Canadian-based company's oh my God, what is this word? Is this what is Horizon de Trois? I'm not French, man. So I'm guessing that means their reason, their mission objective, as detailed on their official website, is to tell better, more empathetic stories. Man, I gotta look up that word, man. I've never heard that word before. Hold on a second. I'm sorry. I'm about to get sidetracked. What the fuck does that mean? Yeah, the most important reason or purpose for someone or something's existence. Man, damn, bounding into comics, giving me a new French word. I gotta learn how to pronounce that word. I love that. As detailed on their official website to tell better, more empathetic stories while diversifying and enriching the video games industry. All right there. We believe that representation is key to connecting players and audiences, and we offer a few ways to help your team and project gain the perspective needed to make it happen. The company asserts in their mission statements, we're part of an inclusive and knowledgeable community of diverse consultants able to cover a wide range of cultural and sensitivity topics. Our approach leads with the creation of joy in marginalized players and seeks to be additive rather than strictly corrective. Yo, let me tell you, I need to make we need to do like a drinking stream, right? And I'm going to have to take a shot every time I hear the words diversity or inclusion or any of these other buzzwords. I might fucking collapse at that because they just throw these words like left and right. Atreus argues with, I don't want to see too much because if I ever do fucking play this game, I don't want to spoil for me. I don't know who the fuck this character is. But despite being relatively young, only 6 years old at the time of writing, Sweet Baby Inc. has been tapped by some of the biggest studios in the entire video game industry to provide their various inclusion consultancy services on a number of major AAA level releases. These include offering narrative and character consultation with a focus on representation to God of War Ragnarok, scripting, banter, scenes, barks, audio logs, etc. to Warner Brothers Suicide Squad, So the Justice League, and story consultation to Marvel's Spider-Man 2. Harley Quinn gropes Deadshot's butt in Suicide Squad. Again, I never played this game. This is like the perfect picture right here. I may have to put this in the thumbnail. This is the perfect picture of what's wrong with this game, right? If somebody had groped her ass, that would have been a problem, right? Because it's okay. It's okay to grope men. It's okay to objectify men in Thor Love and Thunder when, Thor gets his clothing stripped away. It's okay to do that. But if that had happened to a woman, there would have been huge fucking problems, right? There would have been a big old problem with that. Sweet Baby Inc. first came to widespread attention in 2023 when their attachment to Spider-Man's latest digital adventure was uncovered by players scouring the game's credits in search of a possible explanation for its abundance of ham-fisted and performatively progressive narrative decisions, which included canonizing its version of Black Cat as bisexual Because everyone is bisexual now, right? Everyone's bisexual, everyone's gay, everyone's a lesbian. Like everyone's that. It's just everyone. And when has Black? I don't know, man. Like my experience with Black Cat has always been that she loving the dick. She likes vitamin D, and I never got any other fucking hint of it in her many years in the comics that she's into women. But whatever, I guess. Having Peter fully hand off his identity to Miles because it's a mantle in their eyes because we're too lazy. We're Disney and Marvel and all these companies, all they want to do is take the goodwill that has Peter Parker, and they have damaged Spider-Man. They have damaged Spider-Man as a character, as a brand, brutally. Okay. And they've done this but all they've done is take pieces of him because they have to take pieces of him and try to have others ride on his coattails. That's all it's ever been. And ensuring that absolutely zero police NPCs are actually ever seen in game. Hey, you know what's funny is it's so bad in New York City that the National Guard has had to go into the fucking subways. New York has deployed the National Guard to New York City subways to fight crime. That's how fucking bad it is. So I guess maybe that's what they should have done, right? They should have shown. I mean, I guess it's also the fact that you have you have the lowest amount of fucking cops in New York in the past 30, 40 something years because they've lost like thousands, tens of thousands of police officers, and they have budget cuts and have done class freezes. So I guess, I guess it is accurate that there's not any cops in New York City because it's just criminals now. Ever since then, the company's work has been subject to a mass. Look at this. Look at how pathetic she looks. This is not Felicia. This ain't Felicia, man. Has been subject to a massive amount of scrutiny and criticism, with players regularly decrying their involvement or potential involvement in any given title out of fear that they would attempt to override its narrative with social political lecturing. One player even went so far as to begin a Steam curator list with the specific intent of warning others regarding which specific titles the company had a hand in. Yes, that's all they did. That's okay, guys. Making off with whatever the fuck this is, a vibrator, who the fuck knows, a ghetto lightsaber, whatever. Though most of this criticism is well-deserved, absolutely, there is one particularly absurd narrative that has risen to the top of the discourse in recent weeks. From individual players, trusted YouTubers, to media outlets, much of the conversation around Sweet Baby Inc. has taken to framing the company as an all-powerful, omnipotent boogeyman responsible for the Western video game industry's ever-growing deference to the concepts of diversity, equity, and inclusion. Yes, absolutely. And I said that in my video. I know that I saw Asmon said it in his. This is the problem, guys. This is the problem. We cannot let I keep saying this as this is a war. We cannot let ourselves get tunnel vision on just Sweet Baby Inc. There are clearly a ton of other bad actors in this. We have got to keep our attention on the game, on everything, on the games, on the ball. We have to, because that's the only way that we can keep fighting this fight and slowly turning this culture war back in our fucking favor, where, hey, it's just about good storytelling. You can have a fucking black guy, you can have a gay guy, you can have whatever the fuck you want. Just make it fucking good storytelling. Okay? Don't just put them in there just to be like, oh, they hit a checkbox. How fucking insulting is that? How fucking insulting is that? If the only thing you put a gay guy in there, I love dick, and that's their only fucking personality. I love cock. That's gonna get fucking taken out of context, but like, that's their only fucking personality trait? Dude, gay people have more than just that. Oh, man. Here's the unfortunate truth. Sweet Baby Inc. is not responsible for the ideological turn the Western video game industry has made in recent decades, nor do they have anything to do with its declining gameplay standards, but that's an argument for another day. 100%. They are the symptom of a much larger problem. Yes. They are not responsible. Like I said, they're not responsible for the shittiness of the gameplay. They're not. That's what I said about Starfield. That's what I said when we were looking at the Steam curated list for them in that video that I made about Sweet Baby Inc. I don't know what involvement they have with Starfield, but they're not responsible for Bethesda putting out the same garbage engine and shitty AI and bad mechanics that they put. They might have been involved with the pronoun stuff, but that's a smaller part of a bigger fucking problem. From movies to comics, of course, video games, recent years has seen the concept of DEI take root in a vast majority of mainstream entertainment industries, and we've seen a lot of failures because of it. To this end, hold on. Oh, sorry. To this end, a number of studios and companies will regularly subject their projects to sensitivity readings to ensure that no part of it, whether that be a piece of dialogue, a character depiction, or even a visual, causes any offense to any number of demographics. How fucking pathetic do you have to be to living your whole life walking on eggshells? That's so fucking sad. You know what I always hold as the barometer? I always hold this movie as the barometer. For we had hit it. That's it. We were good. We did it. We beat it. Rush Hour 1. Rush Hour 1, I just looked up because I wanted to make sure, because I could have swore it came out before 2000, and I was right. It came out in 1998, and Rush Hour 2 came out in 2001. Those movies were amazing. They were huge hits, okay? We're talking about 1998. Rush Hour 1 cost $35 million to make and made $244 million, okay? It more than made up its profit. You know who were the leads of Rush Hour? A black guy and a Chinese guy. A black guy and a Chinese guy were in a buddy action movie that was made monster money. And you know how much Rush Hour 2 made? Because it cost $90 million to make it, and it made $350 million. Okay? Again, another movie with a black guy and a Chinese guy as its lead. And they were joking about each other. They were making jokes. These are funny jokes. Like if you ever seen Dave Chappelle skits or Eddie Murphy's or any of these characters, that kind of stuff is funny. But these jackoffs have taken us back years. That's what I hold as the barometer. We had fucking did it. We beat it. We were fucking healing. We were beating racist shit. And then these motherfuckers come in and bring it back. These garbage people like Alyssa Mercante. That's what I hold as the barometer, that we had done it. That we were no longer having to walk around eggshells and worrying about this kind of stupid shit. If possible, companies prefer to perform this process internally, as it ensures a more smooth communication process between all involved teams. However, for those that lack the resources to keep them in-house, consultancy agencies like Sweet Baby Inc. can be hired to come in and provide their own sensitivity reading services. Who the fuck? You're telling me that these companies like Rocksteady, that has Warner Brothers money and all these others, they're struggling to have the resource to keep them in-house? As if, is it that qualifier of consultancy? My goodness, hold on, I gotta read this. And is it that qualifier of consultancy agencies like Sweet Baby Inc., which serves as the basis of this entire piece? As with sensitivity readings currently being in high demand thanks to the stranglehold neoliberal politics has on the video game industry, there is absolutely no shortage of similar companies willing to provide such services. There are. Yes, look, Black Girl Gamers, Dragon Baby, Hit Detection, James Mendez Holded, what the? Gamer X. Oh my God. As it's plain to see, it's not just Sweet Baby Inc. So long as the DEI racket continues to exist, these services will continue to be in demand. And as long as they're in demand, there will always be someone to provide them. And I want to talk about that, right? Because there is a racket. This racket has been going on for years. This has been going on forever. You have race hustlers. You have had race hustlers for a long time, man. You've had race hustlers like fucking, Black Lives Matter and fucking Al Sharpton and the fucking Independita de fucking Puerto Rico. You've got them too. Trust me, they're all over the place. Race hustling is not exclusive to just one group of minorities. It's everywhere. Fucking Puerto Ricans have it too. We got them in Puerto Rico. Tons of these fucking garbage people. They've existed for a long time, man. And all they do, they don't give a fuck about their people. They don't give a fuck about their communities. It's just like lo independita, the Independence Party of Puerto Rico. They don't give a fuck about Puerto Rico. They just want to shove their fucking agenda. They know that there's no way that Puerto Rico could sustain itself as a fucking country. But these corrupt politicians and corrupt party members are there draining the money from the good fucking people there. The same way that they do here. It's just that these people are now infecting other properties. They've been in fucking games. They've been in other stuff. And now they've been in movies. They've been in comics. Now they're going into games. So while it's important to continue to scrutinize and shining sunlight on Sweet Baby Inc., absolutely. Like I said, don't let the pressure off them. But it's also imperative that disgruntled gamers do not focus. Damn, man, my man here is ready. Oh, fuck, hold on. Who is this? Spencer Bakuli. I'm sorry if I butchered your last name. Spencer. Fuck yeah, man. And he wrote that today. Just what I'm saying. It's important that we do not focus all of our attention on a lone enemy when there are reinforcements right behind them. Otherwise, no real change will ever be truly affected. Abso-freaking-lutely. Absolutely. This is what I keep saying, and I'm going to end it with that. Because this video's gone on long and it'll come out Friday afternoon, probably. I want to leave with this. We cannot leave. I want to bring this up. I want to bring this picture back up. Because it's very important. We cannot leave garbage. Bring it here. Okay, hold on. Sorry. We can't let these kind of people get away with this. Saying disgusting comments like this, that you can't be racist against white people. We can't let these kind of racists exist or continue to push their agenda into our beloved properties. It's not just Sweet Baby Inc. It's not just Alyssa Mercante and Kotaku garbage. It's not just these companies. This is a woke Hydra. Okay? This is a woke Hydra with multiple heads. And one of the biggest heads is BlackRock, but it's not the only thing. It's the very the body is the very concept of this woke ideology, this racist, disgusting, lazy mentality that's out there. Okay? That is the body. That is the core. Okay? It is just that it has sprouted multiple heads. Some of them are huge like BlackRock. Some of them are small like Alyssa Mercante. And, you know, they are the fucking problem in this country, in this fucking world. Not even this country, it's this world, because they have tried to infect other countries. And they have infected other countries. Look at fucking Europe. Look how much of a disaster Britain is. The United Kingdom is a fucking disaster. So I leave you all with that. Please, please do not let yourselves be distracted by the fucking, don't keep the pressure on Sweet Baby Inc. Keep that pressure, but don't let your attention solely be on them, because they have more enemies behind the line. And believe me, this is a war. This is a war. They're gonna start fucking throwing in this Gamergate 2.0. This is whatever. It's a culture. This is a culture war. These people have infested our beloved properties. They've infested Halo. They've infested Star Wars. They've infested Star Trek. They've infested, video games, comics. They tried to infest the Lord of the Rings. They are trying to do their best. They've infested Dungeons and Dragons. These people need to be gate kept out of the fandoms because they're not real fans. We have to keep them at bay. Okay? This is the thing with people that I always say. You can have somebody who's like, yo, man, like, I'm a new fan to this. Are you? If they're a new fan and they're coming in there with a love for the original product, if they're coming in like, man, I love Dungeons and Dragons, I never got a chance to play it, and they're interested in play, and they're sincere and they respect that core product, you welcome them in. You fucking make sure you welcome them in, because that's how we get new fans, okay? But when you have these bad actors who come in and they don't ever, they don't give a fuck about it. What they want to do is they want to change things. Once they start trying to change the product to fit their ideology, that's when you know that you gotta gatekeep that motherfucker out, okay? Because that's what happened. That's what's happened with Dungeons and Dragons. You look at you go look at 3rd edition and you look at the content that you would get from the Forgotten Realms campaign setting book and the trash that you get in 5th edition now from Wizards of the Coast, and you could tell the difference because they don't care. All they care about is drawing, like Rime of the Frost Maiden. That's a module for 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons, where they're more concerned about having characters and making sure to let you know that they use these pronouns. And this is something that's in the fucking module. They're more concerned with having characters tell you what their pronouns are than the actual module making any fucking cohesive sense. Rime of the Frost Maiden is one of the worst written Dungeons and Dragons modules I've ever fucking seen in my entire life. But that's what they've done. They infest things. And we need to start paying attention. We cannot let ourselves be distracted solely by Sweet Baby Inc. We got to keep it going. We got to keep the pressure. We got to keep shining light on all these cockroaches, because that's what they are. They are roaches. They are vermin. We got to keep that light on them so that we can make sure. Man, where the fuck is my flashlight? I would have had it here for dramatic effect. We got to make sure to keep an eye on them. Okay? That's what I'm going to leave you guys with. Don't, I just wanted to say thank you as always for taking the time to watch my videos. That's and I gotta highlight that. Your time is precious, guys. That's how we take the fight to these companies. By always remembering that your time is precious. Your time is precious. Your money is precious. Don't let them take that from you. The moment you start voting with your money, the moment that you start voting with your time, that's when they can't ignore that. They can't ignore that, and that's how we win. When we start making these companies suffer in their wallets, because that's what they all boil down to. You do have, like I said, you have these monsters here, these little racist shits that actually care and actually drink the Kool-Aid, but these companies up here, they don't give a shit about that. They want to make profit. And when they start seeing that this is not making them profit anymore, that's when they'll fucking finally kick this to the curb, and we can start getting properties back in the hands of people who actually give a shit about them. Okay? So thank you guys as always for watching my video. Thank you for taking the time. I appreciate that. Leave me a comment. Tell me what you guys think about that. Have you been keeping up with this? Have you, what are your thoughts on it? Let me know. Hit me with those comments. I'll try my absolute best to respond to everything. The last Sweet Baby Inc. video we had popped off, and you can go back and see. I try to respond to as many comments as I can. Thank you guys as always. I always appreciate you guys watching my videos. That's why I try my best to respond to everything, because you guys take the time to watch my videos. The least I could do is try to respond to you guys. Please, 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 please take care of yourselves. Stay safe. You can clearly see in states like fucking New York City, cities like New York City, what a disaster it's being out there. Please tell your loved ones you love them. Don't leave the door without at least hugging somebody. Take care of yourselves. I got to put this little adapter / repeater down here, Wi-Fi repeater. Take care of yourselves. Stay safe out there. I'll see you guys next time.